Good evening, everyone. My name is Matt Hahn. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy weekends to listen to what I have to say about my character strengths. And where I'd like to start off this evening is with my number one core character strength of curiosity. And for me, curiosity really began in earnest when I thought about seeking the world and traveling everywhere I could go to, whenever I could. And that the more that I did that, the more curious I became about what else was out there, where else I could go, who else I could meet. And the more curious I became, I feel like I was fortunate enough to gather wisdom. But then the more wisdom that I was able to gather, the more I realized there's many, many more things I don't know, many more places I haven't seen or learned about. And that would cause me again to continue to seek the world, which would make me more curious and give me more wisdom, and really created a tremendously positive feedback loop in my life. And further to that, it's not a surprise that curiosity is my number one core strength. It's one of the ones that does come naturally to me. I mean, some of the other ones on the list I have to work at, but this one is natural. It's something I use often. There's quite a few positive corollaries that apply to me, or that I really truly agree with. I think the ability to handle complexity for me. So when you look at curiosity driving engagement in things you're interested in, and then maybe perseverance even when you might not be as interested, those give you the tools to really manage or handle complex situations. And what I do for a living today is I'm a competitive fisher person. And so when you talk to successful people in that industry, they talk about tow or time on the water. And really, the way that time on the water is most effective for me to learn and become more competitive with what I'm trying to do is to understand the where, the what, the why, the when, the how, what fish are doing, why they're doing it, when they're going to do it. And if you can apply that to the time that you're practicing, that's, in my opinion, the way that I'm going to see a way forward to be more successful with what I'm trying to do. The next core strength that came up for me, which was a surprise for me in this scenario, was perspective. The reason why it's a surprise is I've always felt this is a work in progress for me. Where I think the most important positive corollary for me is the social intelligence for new situations. I've traveled a lot, I've moved a lot, I'm a citizen in 2 different countries. Being in those unique situations, sometimes those touchy situations, you need the perspective of the other players involved in order to navigate them successfully. The reason why I mentioned this one is it is a surprise. It's always nice to feel as though you've made progress in something you're making that effort to work on. And the final core strength for me is appreciation of beauty and excellence. This is also not a surprise. This might have even been, my core number one, but I work in the environment every day with the practice or fishing outdoors, in competitions. And so, in my opinion, it's our natural state to actually be in a mental state where you're appreciating beauty and excellence every day. For me, I've realized now after 47 odd years of various experiences, I can't always produce the excellence that I want to, or even strive to, or even practice to, but I can observe, appreciate, and sort of absorb through observation excellence that I see every day. And that also helps me in my desire to improve myself by acknowledging something that is excellent, even though it might not be my own production, as it were. And what I plan to do to use this skill as I'm trying to engage in conservation for some of my most beloved fish species, I want to be able to paint a picture of what things were and how they should be, and potentially how they can be again, and paint that picture of beauty and excellence to the stakeholders involved, and try to get everyone on board with that vision and that purpose, and that will potentially lead us to a path where we can make a positive change. Thank you.